I think that's probably going to be where we're going to find our clog, but that's just my guess. Well, looks like we have 3 people going to Sanctuary, 1 to Link's house. Not much to start off.
And wow, that was a fast map check from Koi, but it looks like crystals all around.
Oh, well, that means that we're not going to get a lot of the harder dungeons. Maybe that ice rod might not be necessary, depending on Turtle Rock. Now, I didn't catch, I don't think any of them were 5-6 crystals, so that still might come into play down in the Dark World.
It could, but we will wait and see what happens. In the meantime, Tier 1 tree pull, well, we have some recovery.
And Koi just getting a little bit of love from the basement, and Matt giving us our lumberjack. Wait a minute, Chloe grabbing the moon pearl inside of Lost Woods. That's a great start. And I think that's a lamp on the lumberjack ledge.
I missed it. Also, hi Greg, bye Greg. Chloe not picking up the single green rupee. Actually, there's 2 of them, Ravis being much kinder.
And I got to see in Link's house also a little bit of love. A lot of love near Hyrule Castle today.
Well, I mean, you've heard of the song that love is all you need.
I think I've badly sung that song on more than one occasion. As I do on every song that I sing. I'm a bass player, not a singer. Well, we're raiding the Thieves' Hideout. They're very bad thieves at only getting 1 rupee.
Well, maybe Blind was the one who took all the money. You know, there are 5 items over there.
And speaking of accessing Blind, looks like Chloe's trying to do a little bit of that bomb farming, and Ravis having the exact same idea before heading over to Kakariko.
And that's not a lamp. I thought I saw a number 10 on it. So it's likely the 10 arrow pack, so we don't need the lumberjack.
Oh, well then my eyes are getting old and deceitful.
Sometimes I wonder if my brain is getting old and deceitful.
I don't have to wonder that. Of course it is, Wolfman. And to everybody who's tuning in tonight, we're terribly, terribly sorry. Meanwhile, we're getting some bombs, a little love, 20 bucks, and 20 more bucks in Blind's hideout. Let's hope that he's hiding something nice behind that wall, because so far, not all that great. And just another 20 bucks from the back of Cafe, and a little bit of love. So pretty predictable, boring start so far.
And also, I think we saw the library. It also has money. But perhaps these cuckoos will provide us with something.
And not trying to carry the cuckoo through the doorway. That's always fun. Well, we got some Zora cash.
Well, 3/5 of it anyway.
That's more than a decent amount on the way.
But yeah, right now, well, there's the single 100.
And that was our swag net and our hammer. We are very much on the way to Dark World access very quickly here. We are a glove away.
The net came from the bottle vendor, correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. Well, at the very least, you know, we're not going to have to deal with these peckneck cuckoos, or cuckoos. Yes, I have been playing A Hat in Time lately.
Again, a fine choice, by the way. If it's not randomizer, it's not a bad second place. Nice thing about that hammer, too, is it gives us a really decent attack weapon this early in the game with a level 3 sword ability. So, meanwhile, right now, I think one of the biggest things we're looking for here is a fire source. Now, again, in version 31, there are enough locations where a fire rod is all you need and is now expected in logic. Certainly for the back end of Eastern Palace, which is a crystal here.
However, that logic is not going to apply if we don't have a bow.
I said the back, I didn't say the boss. Details, details.
We are not playing with boss shuffle this seed. Though I would like to I would like to see a boss shuffle daily at some point.
Oh, those are always fun. Especially if you can get if you can get helicopter Helmasaur.
Oh.
Helmiki. Yeah, that one's always fun.
Looks
we're
like
trying
some of. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go first, darn it.
Looks like some of chat is disagreeing about a boss shuffle open seed. But we have time.
So meanwhile, through Chloe, we're getting our first south side check. And let's see what we're gonna find today.
Was releasing the waters a good idea?
Well, it's never healthy to hold it in.
That is true, and hey, we get to become healthier.
Oh, there's a great bit of irony.
What, as you said, better out than in, and thus we improve ourselves.
Once again, reminding everyone, we're so sorry. So meanwhile, trying to get a view of what's happening in that lower cave. And of course, all great use of that hammer strats with Chloe. Let's see what we can find.
5 items inside. Hopefully a bomb refill is among them. Ooh, shovel. Shield. Money. Nice, piece of heart. Money.
But do look at that rupee count. That is a decent sized rupee count we got here.
I couldn't tell how much it was at that
He's
point.
got 450, so we're laughing for almost Zora money here. Meanwhile, we got Matt heading towards Agina, hoping to have something of value over there.
This is an out-of-the-way check for some people. Will it be worth it?
Nope.
Some would say
Nope.
it stinks.
Well, so does Agina. It's all part of the game.
I don't remember talking to Agina, but I'll just take your word for it and move on, as Chloe is moving on towards the Eastern Palace area, while Ravis is heading towards Ice Rod Cave.
Meanwhile, Koi releasing his water. This is a terrible metaphor. Why did we start this? And Nat finishing the South Shore. Oh my goodness gracious. So let's see what the old man is hiding. We're also probably going to know where that green pendant is as well, just with a quick dialogue box here. Or not.
We may learn on the return trip, we may not.
Well,
Let's
the
see,
old
money.
man is... he's a rich bombing old dude. And Chloe not even bothering to tell us.
And the worst part, we didn't even get a triple here. Come on.
Oh, man. And unfortunately, the Ice Rod Cave coming up empty. So, progression likely in the front part of Eastern Palace at this point. It's all we can access.
With that hammer, we can go through most of the front end of Escape, and we did gain that shovel.
Oh,
And
that
that's
is
just
true.
That is the stuff by logic as well. We can do some out-of-logic shenanigans, though. We could, fake flipper our way to the camper, which is where Ravis is going. We could deal with the Waterfall of the Wishing.
Well, we do have that Moon Pearl to allow us to.
Yep. And in the meantime, well, there's your first item in Eastern Palace. It's a piece of heart.
Not looking good for Eastern Palace at the start of it all. Meanwhile, let's see what the hobo under the bridge is holding. What is he hoarding? Wow, yeah, that's why you're living under a bridge. You hold on to 10 sticks, you're not gonna get that far. Especially without a bow to shoot him.
Well, here's the thing. I call that character the camper. One, it's slightly more polite, and two, if you're camping out in the middle of nowhere, you may use a bow to
Marshmallow sticks! Marshmallow sticks! Okay, you win.
You know what? That also works.
That definitely also works. Besides, I would absolutely do 10 marshmallows simultaneously.
I don't think I can even get 2 in.
Amateur.
What? I never said I was good at the whole camping thing.
Neither am I, but marshmallows, it's an art. So we do get our big key. So do you like your marshmallows on fire and burning, or do you like them just lightly toasted?
Light.
The correct answer. Meanwhile, Waterfall Fairy, out of logic, 50 arrows. We finally get a sword. But not much going on in Eastern, just got the Eastern Palace map.
So that means the Armos Knights are guaranteed to have something. But also note that this sword that we found is out of logic.
And meanwhile, Ravis is 3 rupees short.
It is possible to get rupees from these Zoras.
Oh, that's just frustrating when you're that close. Now, did anybody get a look at Ledge? I didn't quite see it scroll.
First of all, it's Bombos in the first chest of escape.
Oh my.
And Rupee Ledge was, well, Zora Ledge was rupees, 300 to be specific.
And Ravis digging for treasure. Oh no.
And Koi digging for actual treasure, it's the Power Glove!
Dang! Well, we have Dark World access.
Oh, but Chloe gets the... Okay, now that's interesting. That fire rod is lamp locked.
Oh man.
So, where's the lamp?
Well, this just got a little twisted. And meanwhile, we got Koi doing the back of escape check. And Ravis is still on the hunt for 1 rupee. Oh.
And in the meantime, we had simultaneous mails show up for Matt and Koi, along with an extra bottle.
Very
How did you
nice.
get that type of sync?
Love when that happens. So 1 rupee. Come on, Ravis. This had better be worth it.
Oh, and that Zora went flying.
Oh, this just hurts. But that's amazing that we got both mail upgrades in Hyrule Castle. Man, it's like this game wants you to survive. Unreal.
And now Matt has learned of the good news. And, oh no, Ravis, please.
Don't give up. You've wasted so much time already.
Oh no, I don't think there are any more. No!
Oh! That is... I'm shedding a tear right now. I'm so sad. Well, in the meantime, we now know Dark World access. You were saying that was...
That was an intense 2 minutes there.
Oh, but you do got a feel for him, you know?
I do. I mean, with everything that was going on, it's just unfortunate. Now, if King Zora actually has something, ooh, that's going to sting.
That's true. There's not going to be a lot of incentive to want to have to travel all the way back there. Well, at least Ravis gets the gloves and joins in with the rest of the fun.
However, Matt is going to be the first to actually enter the Dark World.
Interesting, going straight for Village of Outcasts, but it looks like Koi is going to be heading towards Hype Cave. So we have 2 different approaches to Dark World here.
Both. Ooh.
And Turtle Rock is a red pendant. And so is and Myers also a pendant. Oh my goodness.
And Ice Palace was green. And I believe Thieves Town and Swamp Palace were our pyramid crystals.
Red.
I may have missed it.
No, you're correct. You are correct. So Ice Rod not a factor.
Potentially.
Odds on. I'll go with odds on. And also, interestingly, Titan's Mitts may not be required for the seed either.
Titan's Mitts are always required because we have to access Ganon's Tower.
Of course we do. There's your lamp, by the way, in Hype Cave, and Hookshot!
That's
Ooh.
more like it.
Lamp and Hookshot in Hype. Oh, that gives it an interesting rating. I'm going to go with 8.5 for that one.
because I don't like to deal with dark rooms at all. That gets a 9 from me.
Well, that opens up so much for Koi right now. So much. Now, granted, Koi has not gone to Eastern to do the to get the fire rod, but still, we got a great fire source here, and we got Matt inside of Thieves Town finding the most unfortunate key to be found. Just because it means you got to check the big chest, it's just not nearly as efficient. We got Chloe doing Dark Cross.
And Koi visiting the pyramid with a vanilla piece of heart. Also, yeah, the first sword that we found was sequence broken to the Waterfall of the Wishing.
Yeah, so technically we shouldn't have a sword at this point. This is all hammer strats all the time.
Alright, big key in Thieves Town.
Looks like Koi's heading over to the Angry Fish here. Wow, so the back end of Thieves Town going to be incredibly loaded.
That's like 3 or 4 items in the back this time.
And Ravis, we got some great route deviation here. Ravis first heading up Death Mountain. They do have that hook shot.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a lot to find up there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I spoke over you, where you were probably gonna say something similar.
Similar. There's plenty of variety with this seed, folks.
See, this is when it's fun, when everybody's got a different way to go. Truly anybody's game. I mean, of course it's ludicrously early, but lots of changes here. So, Old Man, again, also roasting marshmallows in his spare time. And let's see what the Angry Fish is so angry about. Does he have a pea under his mattress? No, just a little bit of love. And that's PEA under the mattress, everybody. Thank you.
And Chloe managed to navigate through the Dark Cross and beyond. Technically, this was in logic because there was an accessible glove, but Chloe didn't want to dig yet.
And also is accessible because the fire rod is assumed for Dark Cross.
But at the same time, Chloe doesn't have the lamp for that, but yeah, it's like, we're going all around the logic today. It's interesting.
Well, it's like Koi's going to be heading down to the bottom of Escape. So most of our new information is going to come from Matt and Ravis at this point.
And okay, what type of reaction do you think Chloe's going to show here?
How many bomb drops?
Let's see.
Oh, wow,
None.
A remarkable show of restraint. I'm disappointed.
I'm not. Paradox Cave time as Koi gets bombos.
And we have a cape. Well, that puts at least one other location, two other location checks in possible logic. We have being Bumper Cave and Spike Cave for those trying to know what I'm talking about. Now we have Mini Moldarm Hype Cave with, there's our Titan, and our Flipper. And a big lot of love. And
our
medium
third
shield.
shield. And Sick Kid has the other green rupee.
Well, and just $50 happening in the big chest in Thieves Town. Ravis, the man with the plan. That was an excellent place to go.
Alright, with that, we've actually gotten ourselves back into logic.
That we have, and opened up a ton of locations here. We can do Swamp Palace. It's full clearable now.
And we can also listen to Blind spout out a pun. Blind... Of course we're doing blind runs of this game. Not the strongest this time.
Well, they can't all be winners.
No, they cannot.
And meanwhile, Ravis going into Hera. We got Chloe going into Skullwoods. My eyes hurt. But at 19 minutes 40 seconds, Matt7898 first to take down a boss, get the first crystal, and draw first blood.
And Ravis has the big key and is deciding to just straight up Herapot.
Can't say I blame him.
So, for those that are unfamiliar with Herapotting, it's basically you have to get yourself perfectly aligned and then place a bomb, then place yourself in the correct position, blow yourself up to the corner of the pot, then hookshot your way in, and then fall in the pot, and suddenly you are in the fairy room and you can launch yourself up all the way to the top.
And that's actually a very recent glitch, all things considered. Was it only discovered just a few months ago?
I think so, but there you go, Ravis showing how it's done.
I'm always in continuous awe. This game came out in what, 1991 in Japan? So we're coming on nearly 30 years later.
Ooh!
We're still finding.
Flute in the big chest of Skull Woods.
Well, that's a quality of life. It's not necessarily needed this round, unless there's something going on in Mire, but Mire is a pendant.
Hey, we'll take our quality of life items. And now Ravis is going to take on, oh, right, this creature.
Good old Trolldorm Moldorm. Realizing, no, you can't use a hookshot on Moldorm.
And you can't use the Rock's Feather. That's in Link's Awakening.
Which, by the way, loved that Switch game, actually.
I agree. Alright, Koi powering through Spike Cave right now. As Ravis no longer needs to go into the basement, that's everything.
And so far, nothing of substance going on in Village of Outcasts. Been sort of keeping my eye on that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything of worth there.
But wait a moment, I wonder, is Ravis going where I think Ravis is going, Wolfman?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen of chat, you may or may not want to mute your headsets right about now. Shall I start, sir?
Go ahead with the first two.
I'll do the first two lines, you do the next. Spiral Cave, Ravis is inside Spiral Cave.
What's inside? Well, we don't know. We'll find out by jumping below. Look out! Here is the Spiral Cave. We'll work on the ending.
Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to tip your server. Your ears, math girl. How about our pride, or lack thereof? Meanwhile, as I pick my dignity up off the floor, we have Ravis doing Dark Side Death Mountain. Absolutely brilliant way to do it. We got so many checks to do here. We got Super Bunny Cave. We got Hookshot Cave. We got lots to look at here.
Plus, we can see what we need to enter Turtle Rock. Go away! We may not need to go there.
To go in there at all.
I'm trying to figure out what this seed is telling us here.
I think it's saying, as it always does.
Well, that's rude of the seed.
Have you? I've rarely met a seed that wasn't. Meanwhile, we got a bottle and some more sticks, but still nothing to launch them with.
But we'll take our fairy in a bottle without a problem. And chat is wondering, it is entirely possible that Bo will let us finish enough to get into Ganon's tower, but we have a unique situation here as Ravis is clearing out Spiral Cave.
That's Hookshot Cave, but still.
Hookshot Cave, thanks. Great. I have our duo in the. Oh, well.
Well, we have Kane, and we also got Quake.
So that Kane of Samari is what I actually wanted to talk about. We need the Kane of Samari in order to advance through Turtle Rock and Misery Mire to the boss, which, by the way, Bombos for Turtle Rock. It is entirely possible that we don't need to go into those 2 dungeons, but at the same time, what if the big key to Ganon's tower, it requires the Key to Samaria?
Being on the right side.
Exactly.
Muhaha, said the evil cow.
So in this case, Rave is going through Hookshot Cave. This may pay off if no one else does.
Oh, I see. Now this got exciting.
I thought the seed was already exciting.
I meant extra exciting, right? If your baseline is holy good gravy and then it gets magnificently good gravy wins.
I don't know, gravy's just gravy to me.
Fair enough. Well, the other thing that we still kind of need to look for here is mirror. That would be very nice because that would give us access to Swamp Palace.
That is true.
Because we still don't have a bow. And we absolutely need a bow here. So if the bow is in Pyramid Fairy, then we absolutely have to clear Swamp Palace, which means we absolutely need our mirror to show up.
Now here's the other thing, the mirror or the book is potentially needed because mirror locks both Desert Palace and Swamp Palace right now.
Now here's an evil thought. Looking at the dungeons that are crystals here, could bow be on pedestal? I don't see anything that's bow locked in any of those 3 dungeons if I'm remembering them.
I think you're correct. The bow is not necessary for the last 3. And for that matter, the same with the mirror. And for that matter, depending on... same with the boots.
I think we just found our darkest timeline.
Oh, bother!
Meanwhile, we have Koi going into Spiral Cave. We'll spare you the encore. My union rep says I shouldn't do it more than once per day. Meanwhile, we got Ravis heading on into Thieves Town. Matt clearing out top of Hera. We got Chloe finishing off Blind. So it looks like everyone's sort of cleaning up what everybody else has done so far. Alright, Wolfman, so while they're doing that, let's fantasize about some more torture that these Forerunners could face. I gave you my worst case scenario. What could be worse?
I think I already came up with some good ones, so I'm going to refer to chat on some of this. They kind of want a second sword on the pedestal in order for us to, I don't know, maybe find the other 2 in bad spots in Ganon's tower.
Well, as long as we have Master Sword, we can finish everything.
True.
So that's just an affectation. So if the swords are in Ganon's tower, the pedestal isn't really going to hold us back.
Oh, they want swords on the tablets as well.
Ooh. So then the question is, where could we put the book that would be so terrible? Oh, I know where that could be terrible. How about Moldorm's treasure?
We are seriously going to involve the toy box on this one?
I can't think of any way to be more evil than that right now.
The funny thing is, I actually conned a seed where it was, I think it was a 4-7 seed, and a similar situation happened where Moldorm 2 guarded something required.
Now, comment from chat about Ice Rod being on Ped. That can't happen, because in order to access Ped, we do need to finish Turtle Rock, which does require the Ice Rod. So we're still waiting on some new information here. Koi about to get the great news of Quake and Kane.
Yeah, I was about to say, Kane is much better news than, yeah, Kane's better than Quake in this case.
But remember, if heaven forfend, we need to complete Mire. We don't know which spell will open that. So who knows? Quake could be required to open Mire if we get the seed deciding to do our evil bidding.
I'm starting to be concerned that you've been hanging around Dr. Robotnik from the old Saturday morning cartoon a little too much.
Oh, he was awesome. Come on. It's
And
right
awesome-
about the penchant for chili dogs.
I mean, an awesome bad guy, I'll give you that, but at the same time, we're trying to be, you know,
Good? No. And speaking of Sonic, apropos of absolutely nothing, since we know what we're seeing here, that Sonic redesign, fantastic. Also because Ravis is playing as Sonic, it's funny how Ravis is playing just like the movie.
Oh my... Oh my goodness. I admit I am looking forward to that movie, for whatever reason.
Well, they nailed the tone in that second trailer. They really got it right.
That is true.
And they got the look, which, I don't know if you heard. Oh, wait, we must stand for the national anthem of Hyrule. The goose is loose. The duck is amok. The Audubon is off the lawn. Come on, chat. You can do better than that.
While you were talking about that, chat reminded us of something. We haven't seen King Zora yet.
That's true. We were 1 rupee away from heartbreak. You know, Ravis taking down Blind, Chloe going back to get Old Man, Matt taking the long way up. Now, have we gotten Spectacle Rock check? I don't remember us actually seeing that yet.
Nothing important was on Spectacle Rock from what I recall. Matt is going to confirm, while at the same time, Koi is going to confirm King Zora.
Well, first, Koi's also going to celebrate getting his first sword. Right about now. And what do we get for free? Ooh, free blue goo. Blue goo being best goo.
Indeed, refills your entire magic meter and health bar in one fell gulp.
And happens to be the most pleasing shade that fills the bottle.
I don't know, I was more of a strawberry juice person than a blueberry juice person. Or is that raspberry in this case?
Well, I haven't had a chance to ask you. I've been asking every co-commentator I've had, what do you think the blue potion actually tastes like? We've had a lot of great answers. Mine was always taro bubble tea.
I'm going blueberries for, hold on. 10 arrows.
All that time for more marshmallow roasters.
Alright, so I'm gonna say, since this is a witch that tries to work with natural plants and herbs, blue goo is blueberry juice, red goo is raspberry juice, green is, spinach?
Oh, a smoothie? Koi, you cut me. Where are you going? Oh, no, that's right. He hasn't gone back to that part of the world. It's like, wait a minute. Where's Koi going now? There's he going. But, Wolfman, please don't make me drink spinach. I beg of you.
I was trying to think of a good, green thing that you put in a blender. Sorry.
How about the thing following Ravis right now?
You do not smoothie a blacksmith frog! Are you insane?
And the answer is yes, I am. And I make no apologies, but you know, I do apologize for Ravis. He's had a lot of poor time waste going on, and that just wasting time for lag boomerang. That's just unfortunate. So we got Matt about to go get ripped off by Zora.
Well,
Ravis going to turn in blender food. That is now my name for the for the blacksmith in frog form. I will make no apologies.
I should mention that the red boomerang has gained some popularity recently. There is another glitch that can be performed if we want the Zora Ledge item but don't have flippers. There are many ways of effectively what's called splash deletion, which is overloading some sort of sprite table. There are like, I want to say 12 slots available in a traditional SNES game. Mario World has a similar type of thing as well, where you can overload, push some slots into other spots, and you can prevent some sprites from loading, which includes the splashing effect. And based off of the way this game is programmed, it is the splashing effect that determines whether you actually get sent back or not.
Interesting. That also must be new. And only getting some cash from our friend the Toad Smoothie, and frankly, should
That is. I'm sorry, calling the Toad No, I refuse to I refuse to use that name.
Again, we can't all be winners here. And for the 9th time tonight, chat, we are so sorry. And poor sick kid, his allowance is nothing. Oh, poor kid. So meanwhile, Ravis, where are we headed?
Probably Skull Woods. Nope. Faked me out there.
Well, Ravis obviously hasn't been to Eastern to get that fire rod to finish off Skullwoods.
Hey, Base Beast, perhaps we need to chill out a little bit. Note where Matt is.
Oh my. Well, when in doubt, hit up Ice Palace. This is a gamble and a half. It's a huge palace. It takes it's one of the longer ones of the Dark World, and there may or may not be something of value here.
But let's remember that there are 4 checks potentially here, because this is
Oh!
And
saying?
We hit it in 1. Magic mirror get.
I would say hot dang, but I'm gonna have to go with cold dang. We got our mirror in IP freely.
I think that was a little too much information there. Also, purple chest not providing anything.
Well, we've already talked about the dam earlier about it's better out than in.
True. And Matt is still diving Ice Palace. Alright, so the reason I was saying there's 4 checks involving Ice Palace is because that's the green pendant. So we're gonna get 3 items inside of Ice Palace, and then the 4th, once we actually, beat up Cold Stare, we can turn it into, Sahasrara, or however you, call the guy. And,
that sounds about right.
Get the 4th. But yeah, Ice Palace providing required value. Or at least seemingly required value. Yeah.
Well, it gets us... Oh, what's up?
Yeah, bow is hard required. Mirror is, if not fully required, it's extremely useful.
Well, certainly for getting into Swamp, which if bow is in Swamp, then we'll know it was hard required.
Or if we find the book in Desert Palace, then we know the mirror was hard required as well. We got options now.
Whew. And this seed just got exciting. Yes, I know. I did that on purpose, sir.
I am now genuinely curious as to what would not excite you with this seed.
Well, this seed has been amazing so far. We had tons of route divergence. We've had a actually reasonable spread out amount of where items were. I mean, there were some dense locations, but getting to those locations took quite a bit of effort. And now with Ice Palace being potentially hard required for this seed for a 6-6, oh, you better believe that's exciting. That and I get to call the race with you, good sir. And I also get to watch our incredible trackers, by the way, who we have not had a chance to thank incredibly greatly, without whom we couldn't do it. So big giant thank you to Math Girl and Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna for clickety-clacking behind the scenes, because without you two, truly, we could not make idiots of ourselves without you.
I don't know. I've been known to have made an idiot out of myself plenty of times.
But we can make more of it. And also, while we're getting no new info yet, I also want to take a moment to please remind everybody to follow our incredible runners, Matt7898, Koi, Chloe Power, Ravis, all four fantastic rando players, all four of them putting on a phenomenal show for us tonight, definitely deserving of the follow.
Alright, Matt has bailed out of Ice Palace after getting the 3 items. Green Pendant is not on the radar for now.
Which may or may not be a thing.
We're looking for the bow, folks. But right now, Matt wants Swamp Palace, and considering there are 6 checks available in there, I agree with this.
Very amazing idea here. After getting that mirror.
And now Koi ready to take on Blind.
Well, we get 2 damn reliefs in one day. Which is actually pretty common. I was just trying to make another joke and it just kind of fell flat.
I think we need to flush some of this bad stuff out of your system.
Oh, but I have to just let it flow, man. Just go with the flow. So
The bad
Koi,
jokes never
taking
bothers
out
you.
Blind. Oh gosh, this is not working. So we got Koi taking down Blind. Ravis now heading to Ice Palace.
And Chloe at least going to see Meyer Shed, and what is required for entering Ether. We haven't
Ether,
seen
which
that
we
yet.
don't have and don't know either.
Well, that's interesting. Alright, that was a bee in a bottle.
Ether.
It
Well,
was
there
right
you go.
outside!
But Chloe opting not to work with it. Now that's an interesting choice, given the proximity. The game that sort of says like, please come here.
But at the same time, it's only 2 checks, and I think Chloe will do much better with going to Swamp, so...
Oh, and indubitably, it's just one of those things that make you raise an eyebrow and go, wait a second, game. What are you doing?
But at the same time, if we do finish up Swamp now, we only have the Fighter Sword and Hammer. So I suspect we're either going to see a lot of spin attacks or a lot of pauses.
But at the same time, we might also need boots in order to finish Desert Palace. And we still don't have any clue where those are.
We may not even need Desert at this rate, who knows?
I was just thinking how many at the same times we could have in a row. And nothing doing in Swamp either. We're coming up pretty empty here.
No, we're
Well,
not!
except for a sword. Okay. See, this is what happens. This is just what happens. So we now have the ability to make bacon. It'll take a little longer to sizzle, but we'll get the job done.
Just as long as we're not, eating the pig right away.
No, please kids, make sure to fully cook your pork to ensure you don't have botulism.
Or don't bother with pork at all. Nothing wrong with some chicken, beef, or tofu.
I'm sorry. I respectfully disagree. Bacon is its own food group. It is required.
You can have my portions then.
So let's see. We don't have much in the front of Skullwoods here.
Except for the flute in the big chest, which Koi is about to get.
Yeah, yes. Some green goo at the back of Swamp. Oh, where is that bow? All right, So my hypothesis would be to have it on pedestal because that would just be the most evil place for it. Wolfman predictions?
Book on pedestal and Bombos medallion with bow.
Of course, because it'd be mirror locked. So Matt with the beautiful twofer. It was nice to see some good destruction efficiency there. And now Ravis at the other side of Swamp. And Koi sort of figuring out where to go next here. We got some great ideas in chat. Bo on Mothula making Eastern Palace a forced double dip. That would be a nice... That's a little more reasonable than what we're offering here, but seems like a very plausible thing. And one of our trackers, Math Girl, bringing up seeing boots on pedestal with Ganon Tower, big key on torch once. And yes, Math Girl, I completely agree with you. That is glorious.
And with that, there is one item left on left side swamp, if I've counted correctly. But more importantly, Matt has access to the Pyramid Fairy now.
Interesting.
And Koi, for you,
Wait, Matt's opting to leave it, by the way. Matt
I'm not
did not go back
surprised.
and check for that one, but it's still one item.
That is true. But for Koi, to quote Professor Renderer, the peck neck is a wreck and is now Koi's transportation. Alright, what's in the VT cave?
Not much. That's unfortunate. Meanwhile, we have Koi going into the back of... Well, it's not really the back. It is just Meyer's shed.
And don't worry, Professor, we'll work on it. I just wanted to give you a shout out, that's all.
So let's take a look here and see where everyone else is going.
And
Koi going in!
I can understand not going in for some of the runners, but in this case, it may not be a bad idea. Also, we have our 2 items from Skull Woods.
And meanwhile, we've got Matt towing blender food. Gonna get that red meringue option. Just the option. Now, Chloe, interesting, of course, being the only one who's dipped Eastern, can finish off Skull Woods.
I don't think we could say Eastern is finished until we get that bow.
Well, I didn't say finished, I said dipped.
Ah.
Or I
misheard
thought
you.
I said dipped.
One of the 2.
Well, it has entered, set foot, and otherwise interacted with Eastern Palace.
Alright, Matt has returned the blacksmith, who is not tasty.
No, but that's why it's the dark world. You see, I'm trying to put more dark in the dark world. That's what it's about.
You are going a little bit too much on edge there, Base Beast.
And I have confirmation, I did say dipped. Ha ha ha.
This seed is messing with all of our senses, apparently.
Including our sense of decorum.
Ooh, near Godmire for Koi, and taking it. Wait a second, taking it? Koi's heading to Vitreous.
Interesting choice. This could be interesting.
So there are 2 items in Misery Mire. Also, Chloe took out Mothula. But... So, if I were playing this seed, I would not go for Vitreous right away. I would go for the 2 front items and hope they're up front.
Absolutely. I mean, I know it's a 17-second cutscene, but this is a lot more than 17 seconds for a risk. Well, we'll find out.
Well, according to some folks in chat, Koi may be thinking this is a pedestal required seed.
I
And
think because I'd be looking for both, if I were playing, I would just be checking everywhere. I wouldn't be leaving anything behind. But you know what's trailing behind Matt 7898? A nice big kablooey.
yes, the bomb that you can set, forget, and there you go. And okay, Ravis following along.
Oh, so it's a Ronco bomb. I totally didn't realize that.
It's a what?
It's a Ronco. He's the man. He's those terrible infomercials where he's the one who coined the phrase "set it and forget it." Ron Popeil, the man, the myth, the legend, the scam artist.
Didn't realize they were related to Honest John's dealership.
I am aging myself terribly. So we've got Vitreous. Let's see what we get here. $50 and, well, we got a sword. A great quality of life item.
That's effectively a vanilla sword in the Pyramid of Power.
Where are you, Bo?
Koi?
Oh, that is... Oh, look at that. Fairy in a bottle.
And look at Chloe entering Turtle Rock.
Oh, wow. There are all the gambles.
And Matt is now heading over to Pod.
And no one has a bow to do anything else. Wow. I can't wait to hear their logic for this one. I cannot wait to hear how they figured out what to do. Meanwhile, Koi's still using some cape strats. But that cape without half magic is pretty vicious.
Alright, first chest in Turtle Rock, small key.
I'm keeping an eye on Koi playing ping pong.
Thought it was a very fancy game of keep away, but in this case, Vitreous is kept away for good. The reward, the
taco.
map.
So wait a minute, will Koi re-enter and go for the two front items?
I would hope so.
But in that same vein, you know, we did have Matt dip ice and not go back. Yes, Koi, I agree wholeheartedly with this play. If you're gonna commit, you commit right away, like all the way through.
Ooh, magic powder. There's another fetch quest item we forgot about, but it's also great for safety.
It is, but what if the bat has the bow?
Then, I don't know. Also, first chest in Pod means, Pod's bow locked.
Oh,
Unless... know what Matt's doing.
I wonder if he's gonna use a potion for something, Wolfman.
Well, I have heard that potions are great for healing, but there may be some,
Mind
side
and
effects.
camera altering effects?
That is one such side effect. Why don't you explain this one?
No, you feel free because I've got to get another note ready for what Koi's about to do.
Very well. So, what Matt just did was drink the potion at such the right spot so that the camera can be manipulated, and these mimics can just be scrolled off screen long enough to break open the door.
Because when they scroll off screen, the game thinks they're dead. And that's all we need to open that door. So what Matt is doing right now, of course, is completely out of logic. We have boots in mire.
And Koi is leaving.
Well, you'll have to wait to know what my did you know for another day.
We may not even get to that segment. Oh, okay, that's a cute Eevee.
That is a very cute Eevee. No, unfortunately, we definitely won't because it's only if they wait for 17 seconds in mire.
Oh, hello there, Mushroom. Also, we are now in King's Tomb.
And the king is buried with half magic.
So
Now,
right now...
So we're all with the fetch quest from TR, by the way.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So we've got the old witch lady and the subterranean Batman.
And there's the bow!
Bo! At 54 minutes, 53 seconds, Matt is in sort of Schrodinger's go mode, possibly. We still have a lot to figure out, though.
It gets confusing on this one, but with that bow, we're able to full clear Palace of Darkness now.
And Eastern Palace, and just great quality of life for a lot of other places too. But
that's enough for 6.
that is enough for 6. But Ganon's tower could be boots locked.
That is true.
And well, I mean, Matt does have the orange sword, so we are in good shape for that on that front.
Oh, Chet just brought up a good point. Based off of the logic of this seed, that should have been the silver arrows.
Ooh, interesting.
So where's the bow, actually?
That's true. We still haven't solved that problem. Oh, game, you're such a tease.
And uh-oh, I missed it. What did Koi do?
I think Koi had an oopsie.
Oh, left Ice Palace too soon? Oof.
Oh, woof. That is unfortunate. I don't think he had enough magic to finish the job.
Alright, laser bridge time. Compass. Key. Piece of heart. Bumper.
Just pointing out having the mirror shield makes it significantly easier.
Agreed. Single arrow for Matt.
And there's our 4th sword. Meanwhile, Matt's striking out for lots in the back of Pod, but with that ill-gotten bow, we're ready to move on to the dark side of Palace of Darkness.
So where is that bow actually located?
Well, we do have the fetch quest being turned in by Chloe, so let's find out.
Yeah, we do not need the mushroom for the fake powder glitch.
Wait a minute. Heart piece. That's not a bow. Now remember, nobody's beaten Cold Stare yet. If bow is down there, that would be a thing.
The bow cannot be in Ice Palace, but it could be on Sahasrara. And the bow could be in Desert Palace. There are many choices. So, I'm gonna borrow your segment here for a little bit.
Go for it.
So, did you know that the Mad Batter, as we have often called this creature, is affectionately known in Link's Awakening for the Switch, the Little Devil?
That I did know because I have completed that game, which is still magnificent.
And unfortunately, our Little Devil is not known for being generous with the goods.
Well, I'll tell you what, after Matt 7898 defeats your friend and mine, Mr. Dino Kitty, I'll grace you with a bonus, did you know, tonight.
Go for it.
Well, let's wait for the far too many explosions that are necessary on an early Super Nintendo game to... It's always a fun battle. Giving a few pokes and a spin splash, and everyone raise a glass to Dino Kitty. And just getting a few blueberries, getting that crystal, and getting out of there with that mirror, setting up to go to Eastern because it's a fast and easy dungeon here. So, the did you know that I had in mind for tonight? Hey, Wolfman.
Yes?
You know Castlevania Symphony of the Night?
Oh,
Another
yes.
incredible game.
Yes.
What game inspired it?
Oh, hold on. There's the actual bow. Checkerboard.
There it is. So, flute and mirror hard required to get the bow, which means that an ice palace dip was necessary.
Well, there you go, folks. Okay, ask your question again, please.
No worries. You like Symphony of the Night? What game inspired it?
Inspired it. I would think based off of the exploration, maybe Super Metroid?
That's what everybody thinks, but according to IGA, according to the game's producer Koji Igarashi, it was The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. By the way, boots are hard required for desert, FYI.
So
But
I have
yes,
to.
he was, just to finish that thought and then hold on to what you're going to wonder. To finish off the story is that what Igarashi enjoyed was the idea of getting an item to open up a different area to be able to keep advancing, not even realizing that Metroid was actually another source of that two-dimensional exploration. So it is thanks to this beautiful game that we have that beautiful game. Now feel free to prognosticate.
Alright, so. I'm trying to follow how Koi is approaching things, and apparently Koi and Chloe are doing the same type of stuff as Matt and Ravis are doing the same stuff. So Misery Meyer had the Pegasus boots. Pegasus boots needed for desert. But at the same time, we definitely needed the mirror. That was hard required no matter what. But are the boots hard required to finish the seed?
Well, that'll be a left side Ganon's Tower check to know for sure. Which we'll find out probably within the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. Meanwhile, Chloe getting the good news about that bow. And we got everybody on even Steven.
And oh, I just realized something. Never mind. Matt's about to get that fire rod and is probably going to have Skullwoods be the final crystal. I mean, either that or desert. Choices are available.
It'll be the only question is which is the fastest way.
Ooh, that I don't know.
I mean, the nice thing about if you're in Go mode is we can just zip straight over to Mothula. That's actually a pretty quickie. If you know what, flute to Kakariko, get over to Dark World, go to the back, kill the moth. That's probably going to be your fastest route here, as opposed to desert, which has the front and backside along with all the other movement. I'm gonna call Skullwoods. I think it's gonna be a little quicker here. And also, Matt, chat pointing out, Matt does not have the boots, so Skullwoods is actually the sure bet.
Man, this seed offered many possibilities to complete it. But at the same time, we are still missing one key component. Literally. Then in the meantime, it is time for Matt to take out the 5 Armos, the 4, the 3, the 2, the 1, the...
Wait a minute, were there even Armos Knights? Game, were you even programmed?
I don't know, I find it very odd.
So just looking at sort of the items and the movement and the routing, I'm gonna say of the 4 restreamers here, I fear that Koi may be the one at the most disadvantage at this point, with a lot of open routing available here.
Yeah, our swords, for those that forgot: Waterfall of the Wishing, Swamp Palace Big Chest, Pyramid of Power, and Turtle Rock Laser Bridge Bottom Chest.
And Koi still being on Fighter's Sword, and everyone around them, everyone else being on either Master Sword or above. That's sort of what I'm looking at here. So the question is, where is Koi go? Because Koi has to, well, I'm just even sure. As long as Koi goes into Swamp Palace as one of them, then at least he'll be safe having that Master Sword to get through. But remember, without that either Tempered Sword or Master Sword or anything like that, things are just generally a little bit slower for fighting. So he's losing time just by virtue of the swords that other players have. And there's Matt 7898 going for Skullwoods. See, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, I am learning from the best about prognosticating.
Alright, Chloe going through pod the way it was intended, but at the same time, is Chloe going to potentially skip the silvers?
Did Koi miss the fire rod, or am I imagining things?
I need an inventory check. But I'm pretty sure Koi grabbed it.
Yeah, he did. Okay, I was just losing my mind. It's fine. I blunk.
And, wait, hold on. There is some concern that Chloe actually may skip the silvers after all. We need to see the routing. Does have bombs equipped, so no, we're gonna see him picked up.
Excellent. Well, so long as Chloe grabs one more sword, if we have silvers for Ganon, it's going to be a very short fight.
Alright,
Meanwhile, Matt facing the worst enemy in the game, the floor.
And we are done with the floor. Now, if I've counted correctly, that is actually Matt's 6th dungeon completed. So, chat, it is time, I believe. Wait.
No, I don't think so.
Matt had to have gotten Fire Rod to advance. Matt has it. We're good.
Yep. So obviously, unfortunately, the trackers sometimes randomly eats inputs. So again, a big thank you to our trackers as a reminder. Math Girl, 7918, and Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. Again, without you, we're toast.
Okay, so let me
wait a minute. Koi did not get Fire Rod.
That's what I was about to explain. Yeah, Koi skipped that chest. Oh, that's gonna hurt. But so Koi may be in trouble with that. It's Boots versus Fire Rod as everyone starts guessing numbers for where that big key is going to be. And in this case, routing decisions are going to matter more than you think. Remember, 1 to 22 integers only inclusive range, no fancy formulas or complicated setups here.
Or we'll just make fun of you even harder than we make fun of ourselves. And trust me, if you've been listening tonight, that's gonna be pretty bad. So, Wolfman, what's your prognostication?
10.
I'm always a pessimist, and I always do 16. Chloe making short work of the mimics the way it was intended to do with those silvers. Well, actually, no, you weren't intended to have silvers at that point, but still. So Matt with a huge advantage here.
Professor?
Wait a minute, but Ravis has 6 when we weren't.
Ravis just got the 6th one, I believe, also from Mothula. Remember, Matt and Ravis have basically followed the same route.
Oh, this is tight.
Neither of them have boots.
Now, Koi, remember, Koi's got great crystals, but does not have the sword to finish the job.
Alright, guessing is done. Starting with right, and I have lost track of all the numbers because of how this seed has worked
Let's see what
today.
we get. 1 small key. 2 ice rod. And we are getting a left side run over. No surprises there.
Alright, folks. Do we need the boots?
Nope. we are good to go. And
For-
just a...
Hold on, we're good to go for Matt and Ravis. We don't know about Koi yet.
That's true. And a quick nod to Dino Kitty in the lower left corner, but it was a very short nod. Silver arrows make short work of poor Dino Kitty. Let's see what we get here. 3, small key.
That's 4.
Sorry, 4, small, 5. Because that's right, big chest is there.
Yeah. And 6 and 7 didn't have anything important.
Not yet. We're getting there.
Alright, Koi now with silvers, and Ravis went left side first, so...
There's the big key at chest number 8. Let's go through and see. Well, Professor with his incredibly, long-winded way of getting 8. Wait, but we got some before there. We've got Nephi, I'm guessing 8. Yep, congratulations, you two. You have won our grand prize. A lifetime supply of rando seeds. Just go to ALTTPR.com and claim your prize. It is the gift that keeps on giving.
You know, I'm starting to wonder if I've inspired you too much.
I don't think such a thing is possible, Wolfman. There's just too much love in this world. And you're almost too beautiful for it.
You are too kind.
And I think I'm now up to time number 10. Chat, we are so sorry.
Please follow the runners instead. They're doing a much better job of showing how this seed works. Matt7898, Koi_stream, Chloe_Prower, and Ravis10. Don't forget to follow our 2 trackers because they're the ones trying to keep us sane here. Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna and Math_Girl718. And I guess maybe follow the Base Beast and myself, Wolfman2000, if you really like our, I don't know, silliness tonight.
And there's always plenty more where that came from, too. So meanwhile, we got Matt making way through the gauntlet. Ravis not too far behind. And we got Koi making his way through pods, going back to the front. Now Chloe having a little bit of trouble lining up those areas, but there we go.
Alright, Landmo 2. I find this room annoying. If you don't get it on cycle, that statue shooter is likely to beam you.
Well, Matt7898 showing how it's done. As we ascend.
And then the Catharsis room. Place block, fire block, boom. If you actually have to go up Ganon's tower without the Cane of Samaria, my condolences.
Well, you should give condolences to 11-year-old Base Beast who didn't realize you were supposed to use Cane of Samaria to clear these areas.
Well, it's not so much supposed to, just very convenient.
You have to know the designers of this game must have thought of that. Like, it's such an obvious solution once you realize the alignment of them.
That just takes years of playing and commentating to figure that out.
And again, we're up to only 3 years, like 30 years of Zelda Link to the Past, and again, we're still finding stuff. And Matt7898 with a very gratuitous magic refill. And also not managing to despawn every sprite in Ganon's tower.
Well, that's always a good thing, and oh, Matt is still exploring, perhaps?
Looking for silvers?
Yeah, wait, no, Matt should have silvers.
But no, Matt does not.
It's hard to tell because Matt doesn't have any arrows right now.
No, Matt does not have silvers, because if Matt had silvers, presumably Matt would have used silvers on Landmo 2.
Oh, you're right, checkerboard. Alright, Moldorm 2 is gone, and also we need to remove Professor Renderer's prize because his guess was actually 9.
Oh, Professor.
And this is why I said to not use complicated formulas. Keep it simple. Save the
Well-
complicated math for the actual class.
Now, is Professor Render really a professor? Like, truly? Or does Professor Render actually render?
If he wants to redeem himself, he will tell us how we deal with this boss here, Aga 2.
It's a little bit of trigonometry and a whole lot of RNG. Oh, we got a beautiful double. And just a single, so we're halfway there. Ooh, getting a little bodied there.
And Ravis has to be careful with Moldorm too. There we go.
Yeah, Raves' health looking a little questionable here. And there we go, down goes Aga 2.
Aga 2 was not playing nice tonight.
And I just want to know, where the heck was the duck the entire time we were in Duck World? Like, I know we shouldn't nitpick for plot holes in a game whose plot is as thin as paper, but come on.
I have a theory for that, but let's at least deal with Ganon's words of wisdom first. My minions failed to guard all those items? Why am I surrounded by incompetent fools?
Because Nintendo are master programmers!
I don't know why, but I feel like I helped contribute to that message, or at least that sounds like something I would have made. Anyway, back to my theory, as Matt is laying waste to Ganon here. So, I think the way the story kinda works is, you know, with the link between the Light World and Dark World kind of open when you normally take out Aga 1, perhaps the world is just weakening farther and farther, and perhaps at that point, you know, there's enough of a gap, effectively, so that the duck can fly through to the Dark World.
Or they needed a fast, convenient way to get you to the top of Pyramid.
Well, all the other dungeons had some magic random teleportation thingy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The duck was completely unnecessary.
And
So
Matt
let's
has...
see. Are we going to get the torch glitch?
Yes.
We are. Now we have many, many sword slashes here because we do not have silver arrows. I believe it's 12?
I believe you're right. Oh no. Where did Ravis take that fall? Oh,
It's
okay.
fine. Ravis still has a fairy. Now the question is, does Matt? By the way, Chloe now picking up their 6th crystal, going to be on their way to Ganon. Koi still hunting for a sword. Going to get one momentarily.
And to answer your question about that fairy, it's irrelevant. Matt 7898 is going to cross that bridge of destiny and
go for it.
It is a first place finish. 1 hour, 17 minutes, 59 seconds.
Get
Pure
those
first
GGs
place.
in chat. That was a phenomenal finish with one heck of a route, of a seed, of routing, of logic, of everything. And goodness gracious, you want to talk about close? We have Asder finishing in 2nd place with an official SRL time of 1:18:03, 4 seconds behind our 1st place finisher, who I think I heard a little ding happen. Yes, indeed we did. Matt 7898, GG's, good sir.
GG's. How's it going?
Oh,
Breathless. This was wow. We don't even
weren't
know where to begin. I mean, you were the first one in Ice Palace to grab that mirror, and with the gamble of no green pendant, I mean, talk to us. Talk us through this.
So yeah, well, because it's 6-6, right? I figured since I found all 3 items and I was still on the right side, it's gonna take me like 2 minutes to beat Cold Stare. And even if Coles there has like the flute or something, I may not even need it. Like I don't know how often with these 6/6 seeds you actually have a choice of which 6 crystals to beat before getting the Ganon's Tower, but I figured it was a pretty good spot to gamble.
So I do want to follow up with some more stuff, but I do want to stop you for a moment to announce that Ravis is finished in 3rd with an official SRL time of 1:19:11. Get those GGs in chat. We'll see if we can get Ravis to join us in here as well. But please, Matt, keep going.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The reason for not doing Green Pendant. If this was a 7/7 seed, I might have done it because I hadn't gone to the pod area yet. And I was going to walk right by there anyway, so I don't know. I felt really good when I found that Bowlock bow, though.
Well, I want to take a moment to welcome Ravis to our commentators booth. GG's, how are you tonight?
I'm good. Besides the tragedy that happened at the Zora area.
That was
basically
exactly
lost
what
the
we were going to
race.
talk about. Oh, so
Yeah.
So Matt, just to bring up the speed, Ravis had 499 rupees, killed every Zora, dug every hole, and came up short. And as sad as it is to say, that was the deciding factor for Ravis in terms of placement on this race. It was such a tight finish.
Wait, what
Did
did Zora have
we-
again?
I don't know. I had
King
the
Zora-
7 quiv.
King
What
Zora
did-
just had 10 arrows.
Yeah, okay, so it wasn't the item, it was just the time you spent farming that.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was farming from 496 or something, and I don't know which prize pool it is, where you have like, I feel like a 10% chance of getting 1 rupee, and I dug holes where I never thought I could dug holes, and I kept going, and at some point I had no flat land available anymore, so I guess I had to bite the bullet.
Please know we were all rooting for you to find that rupee. We were really.
Yeah, I mean, these things happen, but
It does. We're sorry that you were shortchanged.
it's okay. I take this, even if I immediately save a quit and don't lose like 2 or 3 minutes or whatever. I don't care. I am not last locating today. That's my big win. I don't know that feeling since weeks.
Oh my gosh, sorry. I have to focus on Matt's screen for a second. The book was on the pedestal.
Oh
Oh,
goodness,
okay.
we were trying to figure out some of the worst case scenarios, and one of them was book ped.
I was
Where
half
the other
right.
bow?
Yeah, I didn't find it either.
The other bow, your first bow, was in Checkerboard Cave.
Where's the flute?
Yeah.
Flute, Skullwood's big chest.
Alright,
Oh.
go more to that one.
Well, it's okay. It was a bit of a red herring for a lot of it.
So
'Cause we've had dips almost everywhere. By the way, we've had dips in Mire.
Yeah.
We've had dips in TR all the way to Laser Bridge.
Oh my
Um,
god.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This has been, like, just as an outside observer, a crazy seed.
Yeah, that
It's so
placement of
open-ended.
items is brutal if you don't get a good route. Now that I think about it.
Well, I can tell you, all 4 of the restreams, there was huge divergence for so much of it. I mean, I pity our trackers on that one.
Did we find the boots?
Yes. Koi was the only one who got them. Misery Mire, north of Tile Room.
Alright.
Because with Misery
Sure.
Mire, by the way, it required Ether, and Ether Beat was right beside. It was in Mire Shed. So it was mighty tempting to go in, and Koi took the bait.
I mean, at least he can do desert, right?
Yeah.
That's
Which, by the
actually
way,
what he did.
Doesn't need to find the fire rod, I guess.
No, he skipped past it.
Yeah, I was almost doing the same, and I was like, dude, at least give me something else if it's not the fire. And I see the fire rod, I was like, okay, I'm not used to getting go mode with such a green map, but okay.
So any other thoughts on just how open this whole seed was? in terms of direction, because you two routed extraordinarily well, but based on what else we've seen, this really could have gone like almost anywhere.
Yeah, there were a lot of decisions you could make kind of after Hera. I really had nothing good to do. I found the mitts at a bad time to go back to the village, and going to the pod area without a bow didn't feel great. And I just got all the things for Ice Palace, so I was like 4 items. Let's go for it.
Yeah, see, I made quite a long trip back. I went to High Path and immediately went up the mountain and got my mitts, and then I tried to somehow get my purple chest plate through, and that took me a lot of time. Like, I legit took the smith, saved and quit, went back into the dark world, saved and quit again, and then I went into castle and got my bombos. And, yeah.
And now, while I have you two gentlemen, as the remaining 2 restreamers are making the way up through Gauntlet area of Ganon's Tower and beyond, we keep having this debate, and maybe you guys can shed some light on it. The blue potion, what does it taste like?
I imagine, like, you ever had the blue Powerade? That's how I picture it.
I've had a few people mention that one.
Do you know these blue shoot, I don't remember the name. Give me a second. I'll remember. I'll answer you. Give me a second.
So, just to bring it up to speed, Wolfman thought it was an all-natural health product by going through blueberry juice. My vote was for taro bubble tea.
Let's see. I feel like that bright neon color screams not real.
Do you guys know the Smurf gummy candy?
I think
Oh
I've
my
heard
gosh,
of it.
yes!
That
Liquid
is-
Smurf!
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
That's
gosh,
totally
no,
what
no,
it tastes like.
Face Beast, I thought I told you, stop eating everyone!
So, I think the blue goo has so much sugar in it that it basically refills your entire body.
It's
That's
liquid.
my assumption.
So, also, to explain what happened with Wolfman going off his rocker about Liquid Smurf, which I think is now going to be my name for Blue Potion. We were
Oh, gosh.
we were talking about the flavors, and we were thinking about what the green one would be, and at the same time, one of you was carrying the blacksmith as Frog, which immediately made my mind go to Frog in a blender, and now.
Ouch.
So I'm sorry to say, but the smith is now, his name with me is now.
But I think the frog in the blender would be if a green goo suddenly turns into a red goo, right?
Exactly. You pay a little bit more, it turns to red goo. Like I said, this was a very dark commentary, and we apologized. I was tracking, I think, 10 times.
That's 11 now. In the meantime, Chloe taking on Aga 2, Koi catching up, but low on health.
But while they're finishing up, gentlemen, any other thoughts on tonight's seed?
No, just thanks for the commentary and the stream and everything. GG Ravis and everybody else.
Yeah, GG Matt. Congrats on the win. Thanks for having me. And yeah, next time just give us some boots early as well. And I'm happy, but I can live with that as well.
So while we're getting ready for our Ganon fight, I'm going to bring everyone up to speed on some other finishers of this seed. Plasma Kappa finishing in 4th with a time of 1:21:59. Edium finishing in 5th at 1:23:36. Days Cloud finishing 6th at 1:25:15. And P-Train finishing in 7th with a time of 1:28:43. GG's to all.
Yeah, this was certainly a very interesting seed, and I saw some folks in chat saying that they feel like this is how a 6-6 seed should go. Multiple options, and you have to figure out which way you go kind of quickly.
Well, and Matt7898 and Rave is definitely putting on a show, but you know what? If we're going to be about, 10 to 12 minutes separating our first from last place finishers on the restream, that's like hot diggity dog here.
We
That
just
is
have
fantastic.
to. Well, right now we have to hope for survivals. Both Chloe and Koi are in danger territory.
I do
Chloe-
believe Chloe still has his fairy, though.
Oh, and Blue Potion. We're okay. We're good on that.
Yeah, we got liquid Smurf power. We're fine. See, it totally works.
You've had too much sugar tonight, I think.
If I were to tell you I have not, I'm running on the high of calming with you. To be fair, I've used a similar joke. You know that ice melter? I do live in the frozen tundras of Canada, so I'm very familiar with ice melter. You know how it's usually blue? I have always nicknamed that granulated Smurf.
I right now don't know if I trust you with naming anything right now.
I don't trust me with me. No one should. And Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna suggesting magic powder is granulated Smurf. Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, you are my friend. Chloe getting a beautiful double.
And
Oh, and
Koi having to use the fairy now. Oh no!
Oh, Chloe was one hit away. Oh,
fell.
no. Oh, you don't want to see that. Especially when it's this close. Oh, my heart just went into my throat on that one. Oh, dear.
That is never a good feeling, folks.
Well, I'll bring a little bit of joy back to say that Bwain has finished in 8th with an official SRL time of 1:30:16. So GG's to Bwain. But meanwhile, we got Koi, a little lower on that health. Spamming that lamp, getting that torch glitch. Let's see if Koi has any better luck keeping his footing. Beautiful double.
And I don't think we're gonna get a double there.
No, we did not. But I don't think it's gonna matter. That fall costing Chloe the positioning. Koi just has to be careful to go across that treacherous 3x1 bridge. Everyone holding your breath. And there we go.
Koi finishing in 9th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 32 minutes, 10 seconds.
Get those GGs in chat for Koi.
And with that, we now have Koi here in the commentator's booth. GG.
Was that last?
No.
No.
Oh.
Chloe took a fall.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, Chloe's just finishing off Ganon as we speak. Currently in phase... Still in phase 2, yeah.
So I assume, like, the fire rod was just, like, super accessible and nobody went into mire.
It was in Eastern, and you walked right past it, unfortunately.
I was in probably go mode. Of course I'm walking past it.
So you were the only one who passed up on the fire rod, but got the boots from Misery Mire. And there was a little bit earlier on where we were wondering if either boots or fire rod were going to be required for the big key in Ganon's tower, but in this case, nope, standard left side play wins.
Yeah, our bigger concern actually was that for the longest time you only had Fighter's Sword, and that was of grave concern for us. Can you just walk us through some of the routing decisions? Because this seed, we can tell you as observers, there were tons of moments of divergence here. It was almost impossible to keep track. I was really pitying our trackers tonight. Talk us through your logic.
I mean, mostly through the beginning, it's just all about efficiency and thoroughness for me. Like I did like Agina Cave and Ice Red Cave and Front of Escape and Catfish. I do all that. Most seeds, like, you end up doing all that anyway. So it's usually not a huge time loss to do it early. And sometimes, like, you just find something awesome that everybody else, like, puts off for a long time. But right about when I found the boots, I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm not stupid. I was right. There is something in Mire. It wasn't on Vitreous, unfortunately. Super hoping for that. Then the boots didn't lead to anything, but it was like really clear to me. Okay, well, it's for desert then. Like that's why these boots exist. It's for desert. I just haven't found the mirror or the book yet. So let's go Ice Palace, which is the next obvious place where there's going to be progression. And lo and behold, the mirror. And at that point, I knew, barring like some unlikely circumstances, I'm basically in go mode. I just need to find a sword.
And I
And,
just want to briefly interrupt to point out that Chloe Prower, our streamer, finished in 10th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour 34:10 seconds. Get those GGs in chat for Chloe, who is with us in the booth. GG's, Chloe.
Hi. That was a thing.
That makes sense, though.
That's a very good
everybody
way
just-
of putting it.
I imagine like everybody else just went to Ice Palace when I was going to Mire. So they find the mirror, and then they find out, well, I don't have the boots, so I can't do desert, but I just got this bow, so you're full clearing bow dungeons. Oh, look, Fire Rod. Who needs boots?
I cleared Turtle Rock for the fun of it.
Yeah, we were going to
I
ask,
forgot
So
why?
the weirdest thing, I hated the seed for the sole fact that I got to Dark World, did the Dark World check. It's like, oh, look, the 3 hard dungeons are all the ones that are pendants. And then I got to the point where I could full clear all 3 of them and nothing else. And I'm like, what is going on? Because I needed the mirror or the book to get into desert, I needed the mirror to get into Swamp Palace, I needed the bow to do Eastern Palace or Pod at that point.
And book, by the way, on pedestal.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's one way to put this seed.
I found my second sword in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, the
And
seed
would
was
you-
telling you real early that the pendants were going to be required. It's just which pendant and how deep and when.
Right, I mean, I did Turtle Rock mainly because it's like, okay, well, this is probably the least likely one anyone will go into, and if I find the only bow in here, it's going to be great.
And would you two like to know where the other swords were located?
Sure.
So I think the two of you got 3 different swords altogether. So I'm going to say all 4. Waterfall of Wishing, Swamp Palace Big Chest, Turtle Rock Laser Bridge, and Pyramid Fairy.
Oh,
Neat.
yeah, I was never getting those other 2.
I go moded Swamp, so I wasn't going to find those. Yeah, I'm looking at
Swamp's
like...
my go-to for swords. There's always a sword in the swamp.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like looking at Ravis's inventory and stuff, and it's like, I can see me missing all those things, and...
Yeah, this was just one of these crazy open-ended seeds. Certainly, like I said, from an observer, just there was tons and tons and tons of divergence from everybody throughout most of this seed. Actually, it was quite spectacular to watch.
Well, this is typical of the game mode. This is why the race is only 14 people, because everybody knows to dodge 6-6.
Yeah,
'cause
stay
it's
away
terrible.
from 6-6.
Where
We're
were the
1-6 away
boots?
from revealing what it's actually about.
So where were the boots that Koi found?
Mire.
Mire? Okay.
It was the room north of the tile room.
Okay. I'm like, I'm looking at Koi's, and Koi doesn't have Fire Rod, but has the boots, and that's...
It was
just for
it was-
fun.
it was a very interesting moment. So what had happened was at the time when we realized that Koi didn't get the fire rod, this was also when Matt had just finished off Mothula, and there was some minor confusion as to who had a fire rod or not. It was a very interesting moment.
I
This
mean-
seed was filled with interesting moments.
Yeah, that Fire Rod was lamp locked, too, so it's like... Okay. How deep is the lamp, then?
Yeah, it would have been super nice if the fire rod was in any other chest in Eastern, because I would have done Skull Woods instead of Swamp. But then I guess, yeah, then I just wouldn't have a sword then. I'd be screwed either way.
I mean, I was at Eastern super early because I ran out of bombs, so I went to the
So where
shop
did,
on the way.
Where'd everybody else get swords?
I found my sword in Turtle Rock and Waterfall.
Yeah, I mean like
Matt?
Ravens.
Matt and Ravis did not enter Turtle Rock. They got theirs from Waterfall of Wishing, Swamp Palace, and Pyramid of Power, based off of how they routed. What was actually kind of funny, Matt and Ravis effectively had similar routes, especially in the middle and the end. And then you two, Koi and Chloe, were effectively mirrored as well.
I mean, I imagine what they do, they probably got the flippers and then went to Ice Palace after doing their Dark Death Mountain stuff.
Not right away, actually, frighteningly enough.
Well, alright. Maybe
Like
not
Matt,
right away,
Matt
but
was the first. I will say Matt was the first one in Ice Palace for sure. But Ravis actually got to Ice Palace significantly later.
huh.
It
What
just-
dungeons they
'Cause, I mean,
skip?
it seems like they went from Ice Palace to Swamp instead of...
'Cause I was thinking that we were skipping Swamp Palace as their 7th. What did they skip if they went there
They
first?
skipped Desert because they never found boots.
Right. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you're the only one who could
Yeah,
finish
my
it.
brain. Yeah, my brain's caught up now.
Not to worry.
Yes,
It was really it was a scrambling seed.
So you just
Speaking
got to
of
Ice Palace
scrambling,
before Meyer.
It really was. There was multiple ways to finish the seed, which is kind of cool, but also kind of a pain in the ass.
yeah, pain in the butt for sure. So speaking of scrambling, or one might also say blending, I
Oh,
think I've gotten
gosh.
your answer on this one, Koi. But just my last question. We're having this wonderful debate about the potions, and we're kind of trying to figure out what does blue potion actually taste like.
I saw a comic where the red potion is a ground up fairy. So,
Oh gosh!
I was
think-
not far off, Wolfman.
green,
I think that
green
was like
potion
a...
is probably like ground up buzz blob or something, right? And you just mix them together.
My vote was the
Red
my
and
vote
green
was
make
the
blue,
smith. My vote was the blacksmith from the Dark World. He never made it home.
Yeah.
Frog in a blender.
Okay, with that, I'm gonna leave the Discord now. Thanks for the restream, you guys. Seriously, though, thanks, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, thanks again. It was fun, if confusing.
It was, but thank you so much for putting on a great show for everyone tonight on the restream. GG's, great job. And with that, I think mercifully for everyone, I think we're gonna call it a night. So on behalf of the restreamers, on behalf of our incredible trackers, Math Girl and Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, I am one half of the terrible singing duo, the Bass Beast, wishing you all good blended things. Wolfman 2000, I leave the final word to you.
Make sure to stay away from the Bass Beast's cooking. For everyone here, this is Wolfman 2000, aka Denstead, and well, watch out for that. Coming up on one of the speed gaming networks is going to be the Zelda 1 Metroid Combo Randomizer, so look forward to that. Have a good night, everyone, and keep on grooving.